Hello, everyone. In this video, I will be talking all about how to shift your energy and move through resistance. The energy that we're in right now, in May in general, or whenever you may be watching this, because this video will find you at the perfect time. May is really about breaking through to the other side. So, often what happens when we are being asked to level up, when we're being asked to step into a higher version of ourselves, that next level version, there often comes a little bit of resistance before breakthrough. So a lot of times resistance can come in the form of feeling like resisting, feeling stuck or blocked, blocked from taking action on something that might be really beneficial for us. And so what happens a lot, it could be like maybe you're avoiding a conversation, maybe you're avoiding taking an action, maybe you're avoiding letting go of something, maybe you're avoiding something that's going to bring in a lot of change and get you out of your comfort zone. So a lot of times we avoid the things, or we come up with a million distractions when we know something will be good for us, but it's asking us to level up. So there can be a lot of fear around it. There can be a lot of fear around change or the unknown, or where this could lead. And what's happening right now is that it's like really important to learn how to work with this energy for when you are feeling resistance, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling blocked in some way or unmotivated, because it's a time for change. It's time to either let something go, or it's a time to level up and step into that next level, because what you're doing is just like here when your higher self is ready to pull you forward and it's asking you to make those changes. So, I truly believe that sometimes we can get hard on ourselves when we're resisting or we're using different distractions and avoiding certain things. But I truly believe that when something is meant to happen for us, that all forces will come together for us to take that action. And sometimes, the resistance phase is part of the journey. It's part of the process of becoming. And so eventually, when we work through that growth edge, when we work through the resistance, that action will eventually become effortless. And so the key to breaking through resistance is to have an awareness. Awareness is key to understanding what you're resisting. So that very thing that you're resisting often is what you're being called to do, or what you're working yourself up to do. And so something to just like sit in your heart and just ask yourself, what are your patterns? What are your distractions? What are you avoiding? What are you putting off? And you know exactly what those are. You know those distractions, and they can become very sneaky because it can feel like we're being pulled somewhere to do something, but it's often just probably a distraction. Or you feel like, oh, I'm being called here, I'm being called to go there, I'm being called here. It can come up in really sneaky forms, but oftentimes it's just like we need to sit down and get the work done. We just need to sit down and power through, or take that action and stop avoiding that thing and step over, out across that threshold into the other side. And that's really what we're being asked to do right now, is really break through. There's a lot of energy supporting you in breaking through these patterns. So I'll just come up with a few things that resistance can feel like. Resistance can feel like feeling stuck, unmotivated, tired, foggy, unclear. Like it can come up in, feeling like depleted. Often it can come up in being too much in our divine feminine side. So being too much in the flowy without not enough masculine. So the masculine is a lot of time the structure, the action. So being too much in that like resting. And of course we need both. We need balance. So easily distracted. So putting things off, being easily distracted. And a lot of times distractions are our cell phones, or it's food, or it's TV, or there's different things that we use to either numb or avoid taking action in something. So a lot of times phones are really a really big distraction. And sometimes you can get pulled off in different places, when you didn't even want to be there, but you're part of the distraction to avoid what you're being asked to do. Being easily distracted. So putting things off. when you're stuck in repetitive patterns and limiting beliefs, when you get stuck in those repetitive loops, it's often like something to work with to shift that energy into this next level. So sometimes resistance can, be in the forms of needing to rest, and, maybe it's not the right time. And sometimes it's really asking you to shake up that energy and get out of those repetitive states of being. So really just, you have to ask yourself what that is for you. And so ways you can overcome resistance and shift that energy. Movement is so key to help move in any stagnant energy. So when you're feeling unmotivated, stuck, or low energy, a lot of times, or really stuck in like a healing cycle or emotion, a lot of times things like moving our body or challenging ourselves in some way will help shift and move the energy. So it's commitment, it's focus, it's dedication. And so sometimes the things that we don't feel like will benefit us or aren't part of the path become part of the path. So moving energy is such a powerful way to help shift through any blocks or stuck energy and resistance and help you take that aligned action. So changing your environment, sometimes, just going on a trip or going to different neighborhoods or getting out of your house or switching things up, going on a little adventure, doing something different can really help shift the energy. It can really help you move through resistance. Sometimes it's like these little simple micro shifts that create the bigger shifts, that it's doing something that feels maybe unrelated that's going to help you really shift out of that energy and that stuck pattern and way of being. Sometimes the environment just becomes really stagnant and repetitive, and we just need to like switch things up and go a different route and create change in the little minor moments that create the bigger change of what you want to do, right? So breath work really helps. Silence and alone time. Really getting quiet within yourself is really helpful to help move through energy. And, and sometimes it actually is the opposite. So if you're avoiding, maybe going out and meeting new people or, whatever that may be for you, sometimes it's doing the opposite that is actually going to help you create that change. So you just have to sit there and yourself. So are you using people as a distraction from feeling something, from doing something, from over busying your schedule in some way to distract you from something? Or are you avoiding, going out and having fun and meeting new people, changing things up a little bit? And only you know what that will be for you. Seeing, an energy practitioner to help you shift your energy or help you see a bigger picture if you feel really limited and stuck, that can help you really shift. Or learning something new, it helps to kind of prime that motivation to push you forward. Taking small little action steps. So if you feel like you are, if you feel like you're really stuck in a pattern, or you just feel like you're moving through muck a little bit, sometimes it's just a little baby step. Sometimes it's so minor that helps move that energy along. And so oftentimes, if it's just one simple tiny step that you can take in that day, it's like the tiniest thing that you have energy for to, a minor step in that way, just do that. And that will help shift things. That's going to help you create more change. And so a lot of times we just need to take those baby little initiation steps that's going to help bring in more energy to us. So it's going to help. The universe works. When we take one step, a lot of times the universe and there's divine orchestration that is here to help us, that is here orchestrating something for us. Okay. So small daily actions, maybe it's creating a different routine, a different structure for yourself. Doing something different is also going to really help you. So a lot of times, even like visualizing you taking those steps is going to help you. Like visualizing the outcome before it happens can help you move through that energy. So I just want to do a little bit of a meditation with you to help you uncover what this could be and help you move through this resistance. So I just want you to begin by closing your eyes and maybe just placing a hand on your heart. And taking some nice deep breaths here, really grounding into this space by taking 3 really deep breaths, just settling your energy. Imagine that a ball of energy, of light, is moving down from source consciousness down through your head. This ball of energy is representing your consciousness, your awareness. And just imagining it traveling down into the center of your heart. And just taking some nice deep breaths into this heart space, getting centered in this space. And maybe just inviting your inner child, your higher self forward. Just asking, what are you resisting? Just trust what's coming up for you. What are you avoiding or putting off? What is underneath this? What are you so afraid of? Are you afraid of change? Are you afraid that you're not protected? What are you afraid of? And maybe your inner child has something to say about this. And just telling your inner child that they are safe and just parenting them, reparenting them, giving them the messages that they need. Now I want you to imagine and tune into your future self, your higher self. And they're just sitting in front of you. This is your next level. Just noticing what they're doing. What does their life look like? What does their life look like after they've made this leap or they've moved through this resistance? What does the breakthrough look like for them? And what are they asking you to do? And just trusting whatever's coming up, even if it's just a feeling or a knowing, however it's coming to you. Now I want you to imagine that you're visualizing yourself taking action in whatever that came up for you that you're resisting or avoiding. I want you to imagine that you're taking those action steps with ease, with effortlessness, like just no big deal. Maybe you're feeling excitement. Maybe that anxiety that you're feeling is really just excitement, because anxiety and excitement are similar energies. And I want you to imagine that you feel your crown opening. And these downloads are beginning to come through your crown into your heart space. And feel that excitement that's coming with these downloads, like, oh, this is it. This is it. This is what I'm being guided to do. And imagine these downloads flowing through you, these ideas, this inspiration, this excitement, that maybe this change isn't so bad, that maybe this change is actually exciting. And that actually you know what to do. And this is what you're being guided to do. And you're safe in taking those action steps. So imagine receiving these downloads, droplets of inspiration, and imagine it coming into form. And just asking yourself what that next step is right now. Even if it's simple, let it be simple. And know that there's so much on the other side of this fear. There's so much more for you on the other side of this resistance. It's just asking your focus, your presence, your determination, your discipline. Because in spirituality and on the spiritual path, discipline is needed just as much as flow is needed. So when you feel yourself pushing against a wall, sit there and just be. And trust that in the perfect moment, flow will happen. And this flow may happen moment to moment. You may feel one way when you wake up and completely shift into a new way in an hour. Or you may feel one way one day, and the next day, it's like everything opens for you to take that action. So intention is everything. Focusing your mind, making a choice, choosing that future path. Ultimately, your higher self is guiding you there. Just taking a deep breath in. So I hope this helps. And sometimes we just need to, work with that inner child, work with the little one inside who might be scared of change in some way, and work through those patterns. There's a lot of inner work that comes with moving through resistance and taking, stepping into that next level. It's not always easy, but the little things will help you break free from the resistance. So I hope this helps, and you can listen to this recording and the meditation, and even just, maybe journal a little bit around what came up for you. So I hope this video helps, and I will see you soon.